Hey guys, he's Shannon.
And she's Jill.
And today we're going to do family recipes A to Z. And we're starting in A with abalone soup. Now,
this recipe is coming from my family recipe box from my mom, mother, and dad's side. A lot of them are the recipes that my dad has cooked for me throughout my childhood. And when he passed away, the box was passed on to me, and throughout my family's life and throughout me growing up, my mom has also added her family recipes to it. A lot of them Jill has not even tried.
And this one we tried once with scallops. We really liked it, so we wanted to share it with you. And it's a really simple recipe. All you need.
Oysters is what my dad always used to cook it with.
Abalone is a type of shellfish that's closed up, like clams, oysters, scallops. So we're using oysters like his dad used, a teaspoon of salt, a can of chicken broth, a leek, and a carrot. And that needs to be sliced up, and this needs to be sliced up.
Basically julienne.
This is going to be julienne, this is just going to be sliced.
Now, I have just recently sharpened these knives, and I hope I did a good job at it.
We'll find out if I start bleeding.
I would rather be using the knife that she's working with, but if I'm going to use the wrong knife, I might as well, if somebody's going to have to use the wrong knife, then it might as well be me.
Be somebody who knows what they're doing.
To an extent. Never know. I'm not the straightest of cutters, and it doesn't have to be perfect, so that's a good thing.
Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and open this. What it says to do is to put the chicken broth in the pan. So we're going to open up the chicken broth and pour that in. This is the good stuff too. This is College Inn chicken broth. And then with the oysters, we're supposed to drain the oyster juice into a bowl and then add that to the pan. Oh good, and they're not in a clam. I was afraid I was going to have to try and open these suckers.
That's why they usually call for canned ones, because trying to open enough of the oysters to be able to get enough out can be difficult.
Okay, so we're gonna add that. Will you go throw that on the pot or on the stove?
Yep.
Now the oysters themselves and the leeks and the carrots can all be put together. The carrot and leek was washed before we cut them, and so were our hands, so no fears there. I don't know if you guys can hear the rumbling, but our dryer is going. Bub, Shannon's son, is here with his stepbrother, Ryan, and Ryan's doing his laundry. This is kind of a treat for them because they're 20 and broke.
And they've never had oysters either.
But they're willing to try them, so this is going to be fun because I've never had oysters either. So this is something that the three of us are trying together.
And since I grew up with it, I already know I like oysters, so.
Okay, what it says is... Oops. Okay.
Follow the recipe.
It says to cut the abalone or the oysters in half and then in slices. Bring chicken broth and liquid from abalone can to a boil. Cut leek in thin slices, or as thin as you can get them when you don't know what you're doing. Cut carrots in thin strips. Put carrots, leek, and abalone in boiling broth and cook till tender. Season to taste. Now this says you can use soy sauce or wine. We want to try it in its purest form, so we're not adding soy sauce or wine, but we are going to use salt. Should you add that to the water?
It says.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say anything about adding the salt, but it says salt. Maybe that's a season to taste thing. Yeah, go ahead and add it to the water. Usually when you're boiling water anyway, you add salt. I don't know if you necessarily need to since the broth and everything is already added. Now, we want to focus just on the dish that we're preparing. So we're not going to do anything fancy as far as making other sides to go with this as far as from the box. We're just going to throw in a couple cans of corn into a pan and make some instant mashed potatoes, which we found that sometimes the mashed potatoes taste really good with this. So I'm actually, for me, I'm going to have mine kind of casserole style, where it'll be mashed potatoes, corn, and then the soup on top.
Right.
And the boys can decide how they want theirs.
I do 2 cans or 1 can?
2 cans, we got 2 boys. And they're gonna be big eaters. I'll get the other 2 pans out. Now I also wanted to point out, okay, that this is a fairly cheap meal. And I've got the list here somewhere, I think. Yes. The can of oysters cost $1.96. The chicken broth can was 88 cents. The bag of carrots was $1.68. And the leek, we got 3 of them for $2.48. Hun? Math? 196 plus 88 plus 168 plus 248.
I don't want to do math. I don't.
Okay. Well then get your calculator out. 196, 88, 168. You at home probably already have this figured out. And I probably should have had this figured out. But it's $7 even. And, I mean, it's $7 for a decent meal. Oh, those are coming to a boil. We can add those now. Should I go ahead and try and cut these up?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna get most of these veggies out of here so that we can cut these up. Can you give me the small knife so I don't try and cut myself with... Okay, I don't want to ruin anybody's appetite, but if you like oysters, I'm sorry, but these things smell horrendous. But, like I said, we did try this once with scallops, and the scallops smelled pretty bad too, but when they were cooked, they tasted pretty good. The funny thing is, when I told Shannon's mom that I was going to make this, I told her it was abalone soup. She's like, I don't remember abalone soup. She's like, I don't remember Ray, which was Shannon's father, ever making, ew, it's green inside, what the heck?
supposed to cut them in half.
Yeah, and then slice them. But, she said that she doesn't remember Ray, Shannon's dad, ever making abalone soup.
Abalone.
And when I explained that it was, abalone was a family name, such as crustacean, and that an abalone was like a mollusk, oyster, or scallop, she goes, oh, yeah, I remember him making that. I hated oyster soup, but he made it a lot. And the reason we didn't film us making it the first time is actually, we did, but we filmed it on 3 different cameras and some of the cameras did not cooperate. And we ended up losing a lot of the footage. Stick around, folks, you might see me cut myself.
What's that?
I said, ooh, I just stabbed myself.
Oh.
No blood, no blood, it's okay, no blood.
Oh, you're gonna ruin their day. That's what they want to see.
I know, right?
Oh,
Hey, what a- what are you doing?
I'm getting in front of the camera.
Well, stop it. These look disgusting.
A lot of people think they taste disgusting too.
I've tried to get some of my coworkers to come over for supper to try this, and so that it wasn't just me and my husband reacting to it, and I got the same reaction from a lot of them. I hate oysters, or I don't like oysters.
Or even the word despise.
Yeah. We've had a lot of different varyings of, we had a lot of different variations of basically no. I had one person that said she would be willing to try it, but she didn't think that her partner would enjoy it.
Oysters get a bad rap.
We actually had a kid, his family, their apartment had caught on fire, and he and his mom had to be evacuated from their home. Nothing was damaged, but a lot of things were smoke damaged, including the apartment itself. So around the Christmas holidays, they could not go back home, and so we decided to,
You sure you have big pieces as well?
There are some big pieces in there. So we asked them what kind of things that they liked for Christmas, so that we could at least help her and her little boy have Christmas. And his thing was he wanted oysters. And so we bought him presents, and then turned around, and in his stocking he had a can of oysters. And I would not have believed that a can of oysters could make an 11-year-old so flippin' happy, but he was ecstatic about it. He thought it was just the coolest thing, that we were willing to go out and get him oysters. And then he ate them right from the can. And they still smelled terrible. I know what you guys are thinking. Joel, put one in your mouth. No. These bad boys are gonna cook. Those are small pieces. Some of these are already in small pieces, babe.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about cutting them up then.
Yeah, the ones that are in small pieces, I'm not. It's like there's some kind of green mucus.
Yeah, that kind of tends to happen. Those oysters are an aphrodisiac, aren't they?
Oh God, I'm gonna hear the end of this, am I?
Oh, you're not going to hear the end of it?
Yeah.
I don't know, that depends on you.
He's gonna be like, but babe, you had an aphrodisiac. Again, no blood, but I did stab myself again. I guess it's not stabbing if you don't bleed, so I poked myself. So to Shannon's credit, he sharpened these really well. Against his credit, I'm not bleeding, so really, how well did you, I guess. Alright, we're gonna let those all get nice and juicy. Alright, so we're going to let these finish cooking, and then when we're ready to try them, we'll come back, because really this is all that there is to it. Making corn and potatoes. I mean, heck, the recipes are right on the box and pan. This just needs to kind of simmer a little until everything's nice and tender, so we'll get back to you. Okay, so the dinner's done. It doesn't look appetizing, I have to say.
I think it smells great.
But we're gonna dish up, so go ahead and start on the potatoes. I actually ended up changing my mind because I don't know if I'm gonna like it with oysters. I know I liked it with scallops. So I'm gonna put my food separately to see how I like the soup on its own merits. See if I can make a mess.
Want some corn, Ryan?
I love some corn.
Tell me when, bub.
Bub doesn't like potatoes.
Tell me when, bub.
Thank you. That's when.
Okay. And pass that to your brother. Yes, thank you. A little more, please. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Some butter on my corn, some butter on my potatoes. Delish.
Butter?
Yes, please.
And Shannon forgot the salt and pepper.
Yes, it did.
Oh. Bub's waiting patiently.
You didn't have to, the butter was sitting right there.
I know. I don't think he wanted any butter though.
I'm fine.
Okay, the rule is you taste the food without the salt and pepper first to see if it needs salt and pepper. Alright, ready guys?
Yeah. All ahoy.
A little bit of everything.
We have
Oyster crackers.
Crackers in.
To put in our oyster soup. Okay, I don't think I got enough oyster on there. Let's see if I can get some more oyster.
Alright.
Yes? No?
I like it.
Yeah?
Of course, I liked it growing up too.
Wasn't that bad?
It's kind of salty. But it's good. Ooh, on the other hand, I think it needs a little bit of pepper.
I'm going back to using scallops. I'm not fond of it.
I kind of have a sardine taste to them.
Oh, don't put that in my head.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't like sardines?
I hate sardines.
I don't like the texture. I don't
you.
like the texture.
You need salt and pepper, bub?
No, this is good.
This has enough
Like
salt.
father,
in it.
like son. Pass the oyster crackers.
It's got enough salt in it.
Oh, I have to say, Father knew best.
Father did know really well.
Like I said, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's just really salty.
I'm just not fond of it.
I'm not good with salt. But it is good.
It tastes a lot like it smells, to be honest.
Which is good.
Which is delicious.
Which is what it should taste like.
Oh, that's bad.
What?
I lied. It's not bad. It's bad.
You can't eat it?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
If you
I'm
don't,
gonna
I
try
will.
though.
If you don't, I will. It's not bad with some taters. Some corn.
Bubba's already devoured his.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look.
So this is a recipe I'm going to be passing on to him, and I'll stick with my scallops.
Never thought you'd actually like it, huh? That you'd ever tried oysters.
I do have to try them in another form though. Not just in soup. I want to try them fresh.
Scallops were really good too. We did with fresh scallops the last time.
Oh, that. See, having it fresh and not having it fresh, it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that you were gonna do it fresh.
Okay, Ryan has a point. It does taste better with the potatoes.
Very good.
I'm glad you guys like it.
So am I.
I came over here for food and I got what I wanted.
Join us next time. We're gonna do bananas foster. I've never cooked with rum and fire, so that'll be interesting.
Cooked with rum and fire.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
Which button? The green button?
No, the big one.